The following is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Ohio.
Nash picks up the puck at center, down the right side, moving in, and scores! Right between the legs of Kiprasov. And now with a Sanford save, a victory, and there it is! A Columbus win and a shootout victory to boot. Here comes the Columbus captain, moving in, shoots and scores! Nash now puts the Jackets up, and what a move by the captain. Gianna denied. Jackets win in his 2 shootout victories in the 4-game road trip.
Oh, Captain, my captain. A 2-win roadie courtesy of shootout hero Rick Nash and a more than solid Curtis Sanford. Now home for 5, beginning with Nashville tonight. Preds, Jackets, live and straight ahead only on Fox Sports Ohio. After an extended Canadian road trip, the Jackets are finally back in downtown Columbus as tonight they host the Predators of Nashville. Hi everyone, welcome inside Nationwide Arena. I'm your host John Michael, and it's great to have you with us, and it is my pleasure to introduce and welcome to our broadcast team Natalie Taylor. She spent 2 seasons as the host in Atlanta with the Thrashers. And Natalie, what better way for you to make your debut here with Fox Sports Ohio and the Blue Jackets than with this Central Division rivalry?
Very ironic. Covered Nashville so many times down in Atlanta. But you know what? The games between Columbus Blue Jackets and the Nashville Preds, always emotional, always chippy. Such an intense game to get things started off right, and I'm so excited to be here.
Well, it was an intense road trip for the Blue Jackets. They just ended 4 games in Canada, won 2 of the 4 out of a possible 8 points. And tonight marks the start of a homestand, a 5-game homestand. And let's take a look. It starts tonight with Nashville. That's never a picnic. And Natalie, it doesn't get much easier.
Look at this. Boston, Vancouver, back-to-back games on Saturday and Tuesday. I mean, both Stanley Cup finalists last year. Granted, close games in the past with both, at least Boston. Overtime loss there in Boston mid-November. Hopefully be able to turn that around. And Vancouver, well, have won 2 games since that loss to Vancouver. It seems like the team is starting to gel better after that, so hopefully we'll get a different result once they visit here Nationwide Arena.
Well, the Jackets were last in action 2 nights ago, a 3-2 shootout victory in Montreal. They look to keep the momentum rolling here this evening. And with more on tonight's matchup, let's go upstairs to Jeff Rimmer and Bill Davidge. Gentlemen.
Well, thank you, John. Good evening, everybody. When you look beyond the goaltending on the just completed 4-game Canadian swing, you look at the captain, Rick Nash. Nash scoring 2 game-winning goals, both in shootouts, and to boot, he gets the tying goal to set up one of those wins in Calgary.
Well, you go back to that loss in Philly. They took a pounding, and the captain took it upon himself to get his game back in shape, but then everybody else around him as well. He's led by example. He's one of those guys, along with Sanford, when you look around the room, they're doing their job each and every night. That has to continue if this team's going to have success.
Well, the Blue Jackets certainly got a monkey off their back in the last meeting with the Nashville Predators in Nashville. They ended a 17-game winless streak in that last meeting, a 3-2 overtime victory.
Well, it starts off, Carter gets his first goal with the Columbus Blue Jackets, 3:29 into period number 2 to tie the game. Then how about Vinny Prospal? Power play goal. Again, he makes it happen. And then look at backside, you've got Umberger. Nice little pass by Johansson. And then the face-off win by Vermette, and that laser by Wisniewski, that wins it in overtime. I'll tell you what, that black hole starting to fill in.
Tell you what, the Nashville Predators may be struggling, but the Jackets cannot take them lightly, and in particular their team captain, Shea Weber. Weber has one of the premier point shots in all the National Hockey League, has 11 points in the last 12 games, 5 of them are goals.
The team is struggling right now. Barry Trotz is the first to admit it. I talked to Shea Weber today, and he said the same thing. We've got to do more. I said, you're doing as much as you can. You're over 26 minutes. He says, if he wants me to play 32 minutes, I'm ready. I want to lead by example.
All right, we're going to head back downstairs, and Natalie, welcome. And for you, John, it's been great working with you, and we wish you nothing but success in those new endeavors.
Well, thank you, Jeff. Right back at you guys upstairs. Thank you as well, Natalie. You know, since the last meeting between these teams, the Jackets, with that victory in Nashville, sent the Predators reeling. It was an overtime victory by the Jackets. Hadn't had a victory in Nashville in a long, long time. Since then, the Preds have played 8 games. They've won only 2, and the Jackets will look to jump on them here tonight.
Well, you know what? It's great that the Blue Jackets are able to get the monkey off their back, get that win in Nashville. But Coach O'Neill was talking about today at Morning Skate how that was an emotional win. And, you know, it is going to be an emotional game tonight. And you can just feel the excitement, feel the energy. Team getting ready to take the ice right now.
And they are led out by Curtis Sanford. Sanford will make consecutive start number 11 tonight on the 4-game Canadian swing. 2 victories by the Jackets, 2 shootout victories in which Curtis Sanford was perfect. In the other net tonight, it's Pekka Rinne, the big Finnish netminder for the Predators. He comes into action with a record of 10, 9, and 4 as the captain enters the ice. He had the shootout winner in Montreal just 2 nights ago. Puck drop is only moments away. It's the start of a 5-game homestand. It's the Jackets and the Predators straight ahead right here on Fox Sports Ohio.
Home here at Nationwide, the Jackets play host to their Central Division rival, Nashville Predators. And as far as the starting netminders are concerned tonight, Curtis Sanford with his 11th straight start. That's most consecutive games that he has played in his NHL career. The previous high, 6 straight with St. Louis. And at the opposite end, Pekka Rinne, 0-5-1 in his last 6. That is not the kind of goaltending that we've seen from Rinne in the past. A 3.93 goals against average. Cowell and Dwyer, the referees. Amell and Miller, the linesmen. We are underway, and tonight's telecast is presented in high definition by Time Warner Cable. Nashville wearing their road whites as Suter sends it in. Off a stick, bouncing puck in the corner, played by Wisniewski, who was the overtime game-winning hero in Nashville back in mid-November. And that was his first and only goal as a Blue Jacket. Puck sent in. Rinne out of the net. He'll sweep to the far side, played by Klein. A number of line changes, a number of lineup changes for the Nashville Predators, who, as we mentioned, have struggled of late. They are an outstanding hockey club, well coached. And it'll be interesting to see with what is a pretty good rivalry how Nashville responds here tonight. The Jackets, fresh from that 4-game road trip, and this is Spalling getting away from Nikitin. Walks in and Tootin with an outstanding defensive play. Huh, what a great play by Tootin. His defensive partner, Nikitin, beaten along the left wing boards, but Tootin comes back to make the defensive play. Puck sent off the netting, no further play.
Well, you mentioned it, Jeff. You know, when Nikitin gets beat, you have a look at Spalling breaking in, but look at Tootin not only take the body, come up with the puck, and is able to make transition. Excellent job. Great hustle. A little bit of support behind. This will give you another look at it. As Tootin utilizes his strength, comes up with that puck. And again, one of the things that Nikitin has been very responsible for. Very seldom do you see an odd man rush against that defensive pair.
Martin Erat taken off the top line. Out there now with Fisher and Craig Smith, the outstanding rookie for this Predators hockey club out of Wisconsin. Right wing feed in neutral ice, sent back to the Jackets line. Nikitin looks up the near boards, and it's Dorsett who redirects it right in on Rinne. Puck played by Suter, on to Weber. The Nashville captain sidesteps a hit. Another turnover here. Jackets throw it in front, and Rinne sweeps it wide as Umberger cruises in front. Played by R.J. Umberger in the corner. Umberger walks to the front of the net. Puck knocked off his stick, and away goes Erat. Martin Erat, more points against the Blue Jackets than any other club in the National Hockey League. Played along the wall. That's Wisniewski. Turned over. Dorsett sends it out to center, and Francois Bouillon, who has missed the last 5 games. He was injured early on in the year. Came back to play a number of games, and now returns to that blue line for Nashville after missing the last 5. Pressure in the offensive zone. Predators unable to keep it in. A sweeping pass for Mark Mathot from Jeff Carter, and it's dumped into Nashville territory as we approach the 3-minute mark of this opening period. Teams have split the first 2 games. Jackets getting that monkey off their back with the win, their first in 18 games at Nashville back in November. How about the Toyota Keys?
Well, stoke the fire. You know, you want to basically, there's going to be a spark coming with any Nashville series. So you want to be able to bring in that emotion and have yourself a solid game. Activity to achievement. Solid work ethic must continue, but energy must produce some results, and then powder Pekka. Same thing. You've got to give this guy as much as you can. The last 3 games, the Jackets' shot totals have been there. They've only been able to have 1 goal in the first period. You've got to start it early.
There's Nikitin on to Derek McKenzie. McKenzie scoots through and across the line. Chips it by the defense. Finishing a check. There's Letestu dumping to the near corner, and it's played off the wall and out by Nashville. Big McGrattan, jersey number 23. Keep an eye on him. A healthy scratch of their last game, dressed tonight. And a little muscle up front for the Predators. Josie, circle to net, looks to make the clearing pass. It'll be played by Hillen, the former New York Islander, signed as a free agent on a two-way contract. Dishes it cross ice. Hillen looks off the left side, dumps to the right wing, and it's Fisher who sends it into the Jackets territory. Rimmed around the wall. It'll be played by none other than Vinny Prospal. Prospal's got goals in each of the two previous meetings here against these Predators. Prospal, of course, leading the Jackets in scoring. Speaking of scoring, Rick Nash, goals. Two of them in shootout victories on that 4-game road trip. And an icing call here. And we'll take a look at tonight's Romeo's Pizza. Who's hot? The aforementioned Rick Nash. You see his career numbers against the Predators.
Well, he has had success, and right now playing some of his best hockey. You mentioned it, Jeff, and having some success in that shootout department. Right now, second in the league in shots. He is also in the top 10 in takeaways, and that's what he has to be, is aggressive.
I'll add one more key, Bill, to your Toyota keys tonight, and that is the Jackets have got to continue their disciplined play. They only allowed 8 opposition power play attempts, killing off 7 of the 8 on the just completed 4-game road trip. But the Predators, of their 20 goals that they have scored here over the last stretch of games, 10 of them, 50% of them have come on the power play, and the Jackets have got to be aware of that. Discipline, the name of the game.
Yeah, the 2 games already, they're 3 for 6. So you're exactly right. Come in here, play hard, but stay out of the box.
Derek Brassard back in the lineup after being a healthy scratch, and he'd like to make the most of it here tonight. He's playing on a top line tonight with Johansson and Antoine Vermette. Here's Johansson. Brassard waits on the half board in front of the net, and an attempt there by Brassard is blocked after Vermette walks in from the Johansson pass and is stopped right there on the doorstep by Rene.
And that's where Brassard has to be. He's got to find a way to get to that net. Vermette either make the play, get the shot away.
Jackets, R.J. Umberger, and here's Columbus's best scoring chance early on in this hockey game.
Right now you have a guy like Johansson, and look at the hands. He has a great sense being able to see Vermette on that left side, and then where does Brassard go? How about to that high rent district? He's around, he's looking, but again to no avail. Pekka Rene and a little help from his defensive crew are able to come in defensively, stick inside, not able to get a hold of the puck.
I got to think the coach would be happy with Brassard going to that so-called dirty area in front of the net, and we want to see more of that here as this game goes on.
That's right. You've got to forget what's happened the last couple of weeks, come back and play that game like he's capable of.
Shot blocked by Umberger. That one hurt, and Umberger hobbles off to the bench. Play continues as the Predators dump in. 5 minutes plus gone at the opening period. Aaron Johnson playing for the Jackets again tonight. The healthy scratch, if you will, on the blue line is John Moore, who's recovering from a bout with the flu, missing the last couple of games. And Aaron Johnson has certainly played well in his absence. Off the stick of Fisher. That's Vinny Prospal with it, and he'll rifle in. Behind the net, Rene leaves for the defense. Chip to Klein. Jackets break up the pass, and that's Carter. Here's Nash taking the feed. Looking for Carter off his stick, out of the zone. This is Erat. And Fisher, 2-on-1. Tootin trying to come back and makes the defensive play again.
Well, there's 2 good plays by Tootin already, and we're 5 minutes into this hockey game.
There's Prospal, cross ice. Tootin dishing it off to Carter at center. Jeff Carter under control, sends a shot. And I'll tell you what, if he doesn't have the quickest release in all the National Hockey League with that wrist shot, he's got one of the quickest.
I would tend to agree with you, boy. He can let it go, and when it hits net, I'll tell you what, he can make something happen.
Only 3 shots as we approach the 7-minute mark. 2 by Columbus, 1 for Nashville. Here's Mark Mathot. Mathot finds Jared Bull. Nashville on a line change. Puck dumped in deep. Derek McKenzie looking for Letestu. Cycling out. This is McKenzie. Leads the Jackets with a +6. Sends it off the wall. Jared Bull trying to dance free. Smithson drilled there by Luchescu along the left wing boards. From the point was Wisniewski, who ended it in Nashville. He'd like to start it here tonight. Up on that right wing. Through and across the line comes McGrattan. McGrattan tries to walk between the two defensemen. Mafat not biting. Up along the right wing boards. The puck is cleared to the line, but not out. Good save at the line there. Good hustle by McGrattan. James Wisniewski with the steal. Mafat. Quick feed. Jared Bull. Bull dumping it between the two Nashville defenders. And it's Francois Bouillon back to touch up.
Well, I had a chance to chat with Barry Trotz this morning, and I don't think I've ever seen him just so wound up as he was this morning. Not happy with his hockey team. He says, you know what, we work hard, then we give the puck away or give up an easy goal. We have to play smarter, and it's just not just the young guys, it's the entire team. He said, Billy, I'll tell you anything you want. He says, I'll even give you the scratches right now, but he lied to me. He said McGrattan was going to be a healthy scratch.
Oh, you can't trust Barry Trotz. You just simply can't trust Barry Trotz. No, I've known him a long time. You cannot trust Barry Trotz.
But have you ever seen him so wound up in your life? I mean, right now, he expects a little bit more from this hockey team. And when we played him the last time in Nashville, he said the same thing. They have not played a solid 60 minutes.
Tell you what, if this was the Toronto media, they'd be all over him. Ron Wilson holding back on his starting netminder last week. And boy, did he get the raspberries. You can't expect Barry Trotz to tell you the truth. Simply put, you just can't expect it from that guy. There's Kostitsa. Up along the boards. Brassard. Johansson. Taken wide and then just hammered along the wall by Bouillon. Brassard tried to re-feed to Johansson. And a clearing pass out to center. Johansson. Through and across the line. Vermette. Hustling for it. Klein will get there first, defending. It's rimmed around the wall. Waiting for it there. And the Predators look to the left wing for David Legwand. Legwand tosses it back to Suter. Long lead pass here on the left side for Wilson. And it is another icing call, this time the other way to Nashville.
Well, right now on FoxSportsOhio.com, check out Sam Amico and the opening Cavaliers training camp tomorrow and a full post-game report on tonight's game between the Browns and the Steelers. It's all on FoxSportsOhio.com, presented by 1-800-SAFE-AUTO and SafeAuto.com.
Legwand and Sammy Paulson set for this face-off.
We'll see each other a lot tonight, Jeff. That matchup is in favor of the Jackets, and Legwand and Paulson will get a chance to know what kind of gum they're chewing.
Well, Paulson standing in front after Umberger had to take the draw as Paulson was tossed out. Umberger with a golden opportunity right there in front of Rene. Puck off the stick of Wilson. There's Wisniewski. Dumps it back under control. Mafat looks to the right wing, and it's Dorsett with Umberger scooting ahead. R.J. Umberger, a cross-goal mount pass there. And just missing was Paulson. Suter pressured by Dorsett from a sharp angle. Rene had to make a stop. Umberger missing the defender. Here's Fisher across the line. Nash defending. And the puck turned over. Jackets have it. Looking for R.J. Umberger in the left wing. He and Paulson head off. Jackets get that top line out there with Carter. And Vinny Prospel as Nash darts down the right side. Rick Nash on there to Carter. The puck was behind him, and Erat will scoot down that right side. Martin Erat away from Tootin. Walking in, Erat puts the brakes on. The late cover. Oh, I think Sanford got just enough of that to steer it wide of the net. Thrown back in front. Jackets come up with the puck, and it's Carter. A quick feed. Prospel. Prospel at center. Under control. Long shot. Rene gloves. And he'll quickly hand there to Weber. Jackets on the turnover will dump it right back in.
You know, the one thing that Rene is going to do, keep the puck moving. Their face-off department is not very good. Right now, they are in the bottom third of the National Hockey League.
Eric McKenzie. Hustle winning a battle. Letestu back there. And here is McKenzie. McKenzie to the point. Quick feed Nikitin. He'll chop it into the corner. Jared Bull moves the puck along. Letestu tosses to the far side. McKenzie coming together with Weber. McKenzie giving up some size, but he did not back off one bit.
Two guys that represented Canada in the junior levels. I tell you, it gives you an example. The heart and the soul of McKenzie going against Big Weber.
Craig Smith waits at the offensive blue line here at the left wing. The right-handed shot, though, unable to get to that puck. Johansson trying to walk around Bouillon. There's Vermette throwing to the point. Good hustle by Aaron Johnson to make the play off the bench. He hustled to that left point and got there just in time to keep it in the offensive zone. Kostitsyn waits for it at center in front of the Columbus bench. He had his pocket picked by Broussard. Jackets under control. One thing we're seeing is quick transition here from the Jackets. As soon as that puck's in their zone, Bill, it's gone.
And that's what you want to do.
All rights to this broadcast are reserved, and any rebroadcast, recording, retransmission, or other use of the broadcast without the express written consent of the Columbus Blue Jackets is expressly prohibited.
You talk about transition, the one thing that the Jackets want to do is make that quick up. They can go D to D. They want the defense to be able to hit those wingers, get inside that zone, and start putting pressure on the defense of the Nashville Predators.
Puck rolls deep into Nashville territory. As we approach the 11-minute mark. A scoreless first period. 5 of the first 6 shots go Columbus's way. Wilson on that left wing pulls up on the half wall. Throws it behind the net. Centering feed there for Leguan. Broken up by Wisniewski. The active stick there. Dorsett out of the zone. Dorsett chips ahead. Jackets try to pitchfork the puck into the offensive zone and do just that. Hornqvist on the turnover. Squeezed out along the wall there by Dorsett. Leguan taking the Wilson pass. Up high. Picked off by Dorsett. Great anticipation there by the Jackets right winger. Now Umberger dances through and across the line. Umberger with a wrist shot that sails wide of the net. Dorsett plays it off that backboard to the point. Here, Mark Mathot. Shot blocked. It'll be picked up here by Wilson. Wilson walks it out of the zone, steps to center, and then finds some room and dumps it the rest of the way. 8 minutes, 10 seconds left. A scoreless first period. Fisher. Dealt to the corner. Mark Nerad. Up high. Jackets clear, and it's Weber paired with Suter. The pass for Suter fails. Prospel unable to get in. Feder Tutin drives it deep. High off the glass. Prospel on the right wing. Nash plays it along the wall. Carter spins, turns, and rifles it wide of the net. Backhanded by Erat to center. Craig Smith to the Jackets line. Here come the Jackets again. Quick in transition once more. A centering pass attempted there by Carter that was blocked by Weber. Picked up by Prospel. Redirected by Nash, but just wide of the net. Here's Prospel. Vinny Prospel trying to walk out. Shot from a sharp angle. Stopped by Rede and a dandy on that far side. Up the left wing boards and out to center. Through and across the line. A wrist shot off Nikitin and wide. Tutin takes a hit there from Smithson.
Jeff, not many whistles right now, and that favors that road team. They get a chance to get their legs going. Jackets right now, they've had opportunities. You've got to capitalize on one of those.
Here's Carter with a backhand. Rene will cover up. A quick whistle. A little bit of a scrum, but not much going to happen here. Antoine Vermette with maybe the best scoring chance tonight. Well, talking to Scott Arniel this morning, he said he was looking for his hockey club to get off to a quick start here back on home ice, and certainly the Jackets have done that. But the big news off the ice, yesterday's announcement, Bill, that Hockey Hall of Famer Craig Patrick has joined the Jackets staff as a senior advisor to general manager Scott Howson.
Well, and Scott Arniel said this morning, he says, you know what, it's a great move. Anytime that you can pick up somebody that is a Hall of Famer, he's been through not only good times but bad times, and he really made Pittsburgh Penguins a very solid organization, and personally, he can't wait to sit down with them and just kind of get into his head a little bit and see what it takes.
We are getting a bit of a delay here. We can tell you that Toronto, and let's get a look here at the video evidence. This is what they're waiting to see. The Carter shot, we mentioned squeezing it out on that long side, and here is an overhead view here now. It looks like that puck.
That thing is in the net.
Is in the net indeed. And we should have the Jackets in front with a Carter goal.
No, we'll get a chance, and let's take a look at that now. And as he's along the side, the right-handed shot, and on that left side, and that'll allow him to have the angle. Now, let's go ahead. Stop it there, boys, because there's the puck, and it had already hit the back bar and came right back out of the net. So that puck will count. That will be a goal for the Jackets.
They'll have to go back on the video as well to take a look at the time clock, because, well, quite a few seconds, if not minutes, went by after that goal was scored. We saw it was on the far side of where we are. It looked like Rene had pinched it on that far wall. And really, the surprise here right now, there was no reaction from the Blue Jacket players. And it was only the war room in Toronto, or the situation room, that made the call and said, hey, we want to review that play. Give them credit.
They've got all the TVs. They can slow it down. They have an opportunity. But watch the quickness of that shot by Carter. It's in, it's out. Carter didn't even react to it. He wasn't quite sure. And then here's a nice slow motion view. You can see it hit the back bar and out.
No question. So, understand, they're looking at our video back in Toronto. They have their own video equipment that they looked ahead, but then they get the overhead from us and they get the other views. And ultimately, it appears as if the Jackets have the lead. And wait till the crowd here at Nationwide hears. They're wondering what's really going on here right now. Scott Arniel watching, as is Barry Trotz, from the respective benches of both Columbus and Nashville. But this is a goal. And here's the announcement now.
Upon further review, at 7:18 mark, number 7 Columbus took a shot, hit the back crossbar, therefore we have a goal.
There you go.
Look at the guys.
Well, you know things are changing for the Jackets when you see something like that happen. And it's Columbus leading, and Carter's got another goal against the Predators.
Oh, look at the excitement. 4th goal in 9 games for number 7. And that clock will be, well, brought all the way back to 7:18 left here in period number 1. And the Jackets get on the board. They get the crowd involved. And I don't think there's anybody any more surprised than number 7.
Again, no reaction from the Jackets whatsoever. The time put back on the clock. Carter with his 4th of the season, his 4th as a Blue Jacket, and it's 1-0. Here come the Jackets again. Vinny Prospel picks up another point, and as does Rick Nash. 1-0. Carter from Prospel and Nash. The goal comes at 12:42. Additional time put on, and it's the Jackets with the lead. Here's Umberger from a sharp angle. And Rene will hold on.
Well, it gives you a little bit of a jump, and there's a look at number 18, R.J. Umberger, who in Montreal the other night certainly played one of his finest games. He had the legs moving. He drove to the net. He was rewarded with a goal. I think right now R.J. Umberger gets that sense that things have to change. He is one of the core leaders in that room. We've had a chance to see it on that long road trip. 9 days away, 4 games, 2 of them were wins.
Antoine Vermette losing the draw there to Spalling. Suter for Weber. Jackets with a commanding lead on the shot clock. They have totally outplayed this Predator hockey club. And we get an offside.
Here's a look at Derek Brassard. A lot of the news coming over the Twitter with his agent. Mr. Walsh just basically not happy with his ice time. And the thing is, and Derek's the first to say it, you've got to come out and he's got to do the job. And tonight, given the opportunity, you put all those things behind and you come out and do the best that you can. You'll see a little center and taking draws. Right now playing on that left side of Vermette and Johansson.
Bouncing puck. Hillen on to Spalling. Clearing pass. Picked off by Vermette. Tried to shoot it towards the net. It went off the ankle of Johansson. And he quickly recovers and knocks it away from the Predators. Johansson kind of settled that puck down. It's chopped out of the zone and out to center. Stepping up, Aaron Johnson dumps it right back in. Josie. Lead pass to the offensive blue line. Stopped at the blue line was Haleschuk. Nash now sprints deep into Nashville territory. Defending Josie. Nash just walks right on top of Josie, who gets back up on his feet. Spalling dishes it back. Played here by the Predators. They look for the outlet pass, and away at center. Erad across the line. Sends it in deep. Haleschuk. Taken to the corner there by Tootin. Bouncing puck. Rimmed around the wall. Weber unable to get to it at the right point. It's back to neutral ice. Less than 5.5 minutes left in an opening period. And if you join us late, somewhat delayed, Jackets get the first goal of the hockey game. Jeff Carter with his 4th. Scott Arniel and Columbus
in 3 draft, 2 of the best defensemen in the National Hockey League right now, combining the plus 25. But I chatted this morning, I said, guys, what's wrong? What's going on? He said, you know what? Right now we're playing not bad hockey. We're working, but things that are happening that we just can't control, we just have to be able to stay with it. And I said, it's a replica of what we went through in our first month and a half, and they're going through it right now. Barry Trotz mentioned it. These guys, as the core leadership group of this team, I said, can you use a little more ice time? And they just giggled and smiled, and Shea Weber says, I'll play as much as he wants me to play.
Tell you what, those two, when we were in Nashville back in November 19th to be exact, they had not been on the ice together in almost a month to give up an opposition goal. And of course, the Jackets were able to score that night with the 2 of them on the ice. And Nashville has struggled since then, winning only 2 of 8 games since that overtime defeat.
We talk about their defensive side. How about the offensive side too, Jeff? I mean, they're on for 60% of their offense.
They were a plus 33 combined when we were there back in November. Here, Nikitin with a shot, and it's deflected wide of the net. Eric McKenzie dishes back to Nikitin. On to Letestu. Puck picked up by Hillen. Less than 4.5 minutes left in this opening period. Jeff Carter with a lone goal. Jackets lead 1-0 as is lifted high and international territory. Bouillon looks for the long stretch pass and gets it to Hornqvist. Jackets defend. Nikitin turning around. The right-handed shooting left winger. Hornqvist now hustling back as the Jackets move up ice. Eric Dorsett. Dorsett from a sharp angle. Shot blocked by Bouillon. Umberger on the far side. Klein defending. Stepping up is Paulson. Chopped to the point and out. Mafat unable to keep it
here we
in.
go.
And we got Bouillon and Dorsett. And Bouillon switching hands there, throwing some lefts there.
Well, again, Dorsch got to watch it. You've got the shield Bouillon wearing. Now it's off. Oh, here goes Dorsch.
Oh my. Bouillon got some shots early, but it was all Dorsett from that point on. Will step aside as they sort this one out. Jackets lead 1-0.
Start over 3-2-1. Back behind the Jackets bench alongside assistant coach Brad Berry. Brad, an old adage in hockey is that when a team comes back from a long road trip, it can often start sluggishly. That hasn't been the case here. You're out shooting this team 10-1. What have you liked about the start?
Well, I liked our pressure. I liked our forecheck starting off the game. You know, we went to Montreal the other night. They came back from a long road trip, and they weren't as sharp in the first period. We took advantage of that. We made a point of emphasis coming home that we didn't want to be like that. Took the initiative, got on the forecheck, so it's very important. One last thing, John, I want to wish you all the best in your new venture. We're going to miss you here. You did a great job.
Well, Brad, thanks so much. Feelings mutual.
Thanks.
All right. Bench alongside assistant coach Brad Berry. Brad, an old adage in hockey is that when a team comes back from a long road trip, it can often start sluggishly. That hasn't been the case here. You're out shooting this team 10-1. What have you liked about the start?
Well, I liked our pressure. I liked our forecheck starting off the game. You know, we went to Montreal the other night. They came back from a long road trip, and they weren't as sharp in the first period. We took advantage of that. We made a point of emphasis coming home that we didn't want to be like that. Took the initiative, got on the forecheck, so it's very important. One last thing, John, I want to wish you all the best in your new venture. We're going to miss you here. You did a great job.
Well, Brad, thanks so much. Feelings mutual.
Thanks.
All right.
Well, going back to exactly what he said, I think the Jackets had an opportunity to get back into that Eastern time zone on Saturday. That certainly is a benefit, Jeff. Anytime a team has been on the road, you go through so many time zones, they had a chance to get back themselves and get back into play.
Great point. Great point. Jackets not only had the Eastern time zone, but as well a couple of days of R&R, if you will, aside from practices and 2 spirited practices. It certainly was up in the mountains of Quebec. They come back, play a solid game against Montreal, and come home here after a night off last night. Ready to go from the opening faceoff.
Well, every other day is what it looks like right now, and I know the Jackets are certainly excited to be home, but now it's time to play 60 minutes.
Less than 3.5 minutes left. Hillen, outlet pass through the neutral zone, carried in and across the line. Craig Smith hustling after it. Turned around on the play. Up high. Suter for Erat. That pass was redirected and away from Erat. As a result, Nash now tries to gain the zone. A poke check from Suter and is dumped back into Jackets territory. This is icing. Well, as advertised, a very physical affair here in the first period, and it's no different than any other Nashville-Columbus matchup.
Well, the Jackets right now rank third in the National Hockey League in hits. They love the physical play. On the other side of the coin, one team that, well, years ago, that's what they were known for. How hard, how gritty they were. Right now, 28th in the league. The Jackets play physical, in-your-face hockey. That's the way it has to continue. And right now, it's starting to pay a few dividends.
Again, the shots are 10-1 in Columbus's favor. And how about this? Including tonight, the Predators have been outshot in first period play, 297 to 213, an 84 shot advantage for the opposition against these Predators.
Well, I know, again, just talking with Barry Trotz, I don't think I have ever seen him so wound up. And he's one guy right now that he's been around the coin. He's had a chance to watch his team go from, well, one of the top teams in the league to, well, they lose some free agents, and that's been the case of their history. But it's the people that are coming in right now. A lot of the youngsters start to dot this lineup.
Well, he's an outstanding coach, and when you talk about longevity and what with all the changes, even this season, 3 coaches going in a matter of days. And you look at the fact that he is the longest tenured coach next to Lindy Ruff of the Buffalo Sabres, and with good reason. He's an outstanding coach. Behind the net, Kostitsin. Even if he doesn't tell you the truth, Bill, he's still an outstanding coach. Left wing, Brassard. Out to center. Wristed wide of Rene. And there's 2:20 left in this opening period as both teams change up on the fly. That one goes off the linesman. Derek Amell appears to be all right, shaking it off. Predators, Hillen, head up, steps to the line, looks to the left wing boards, misses Hornqvist with a pass, and the Jackets touch up, and yet another icing call.
With Vanishing Deductible from Nationwide Insurance, you can save $100 off your deductible for every year of safe driving. To learn more, call our Nationwide Insurance agent of the game, Bob Rowland in Powell, Ohio, at 614-789-1891. Or visit nationwide.com to find a local Nationwide agent near you. Nationwide is on your side.
Good face-off win there by Carter. Jackets get a shot as a result. On the rush. Out to center. Puck hammered in by Hornqvist. Waiting patiently on the left wing, trying to get a stick on it there is Wilson. Hornqvist in front. Swept by Legwand right in on Sanford. A scramble in the paint. Where's the puck? The official looking for it. Loses sight and whistles play down.
Well, when you lose control or lose sight of that puck, that's when the whistle has to go. So the official, he must have had a chance to see it. Because when you get guys in and around that net, and down in front of or down behind that net, Gordy Dwyer was on top of it. Now let's take a look and see if we can see it from our vantage point. Well, the overhead may give us a little bit more of an idea on where the puck is. Into the pad, it disappears, and this would be the view that Tommy Cowell has right there. That's gone, that's gone, that's gone. That whistle has to go, because watch some sticks after the fact come into the midsection of some of the players. Nobody was stuck, and then finally after the fact the puck did get into the back of the net.
Tell you what, if the puck would have gone across the goal line, it wouldn't have counted anyway. It looked like David Legwand tried to kick the puck past Sanford at one point early on in that replay. David Legwand, the longest standing member of this Nashville Hockey Club, their first ever first-round draft pick. And there's 1:37 left in this opening period.
And the other thing too, Jeff, the kicking motion, but hey, was the official intending to blow the whistle? And if he is, the goal would have been called back as well.
He certainly let them play a little bit longer than you might expect with the scramble in the goal crease.
You're going to have a few melees if that happens and continues. Especially with this rivalry.
Look at that. That got by Rene. He went to play it. It melted right through his equipment. Shot by Nikitin. He does not look comfortable in the net. Not from what we've seen Rene in the past. And we told you from the outset tonight about his recent play. Nowhere near the kind of goaltending that we've grown accustomed to seeing from this guy. Look at Rene again misplay the puck. But the Jackets unable to get to it in that slot. Less than a minute to go. Opening period. As Nikitin stands up and throws a hit. Open ice hit there on Wilson. Jackets come out of their own zone. Waiting for the puck is Prospel in the off wing. Carter trying to knock it down. It's played by the Predators, and as a result, play allowed to continue. Carter tried to flip it backhand back to Prospel. Moving up ice now. Fisher on the right wing. Klein throws it behind the Jackets net. Nash hit by Erat. Moves it up but not out. Smith to the right point. Watch out. There's a drive that's sent wide off the wrist shot of Weber. Played along the near boards. Fisher. Nash. Bit of a tussle there. Erat held in check by Wisniewski. Final 15 seconds, and Fisher with a hit on Tootin. Puck redirected wide of Sanford in the Jackets' net. Predators have had the last 3 shots. Shots now stand at 10-4 as the seconds tick off. And a solid first period of hockey as the Jackets return to Nationwide.
Well, the key with the Jackets, Jeff, they get on the board right away. They don't give up a late period goal or an early goal. Now they've got to turn it into 40 minutes come period number 2.
So it's Columbus leading 1-0, and as the Jackets file out, hardcore hockey, you bet. First period from a Jackets perspective, and they lead on Jeff Carter's 4th goal of the season. There was a bit of a delay, but after review, the goal.
Welcome to the first intermission report, brought to you by Huntington Bank. The Jackets have a 1-0 lead. I'm joined by Mark Mathot. Mark, you start tonight a 5-game homestand, and I know you like to take things game by game, but is it a situation coming in here where you say, look, we have ground to make up and this is a golden opportunity?
Yeah, it's always easier playing at home. You're more rested. You're in your own house, and I think now's the time to capitalize and try and string a couple wins together. I think we made that pretty clear yesterday in our meeting and also this morning, so it's something we got to do.
Yeah, and the start seemed to be one that you wanted here in this hockey game. Derek Dorsett goes out there as well, drops the gloves. The contribution of the 3rd and 4th lines for this team have been immense. What have they meant to this team for you and you guys in there in the locker room when you see something like this?
Oh, it's great. I think he's standing up for his teammates. He's trying to get the crowd into it, whatever it may be. Dorsett did a great job, and you got to commend him for that. And I think the rest of the team, including like those 3rd and 4th lines, are feeding off of it. And when we're playing discipline, we can roll all 4 lines. We have a lot more energy that way, and I think we're coming a lot harder.
All right, Matt, thanks as always.
Thank you.
All right, our thanks to Mark Mathot. 1-0 is the score after 1 period of play. We will step away for just a moment. When we come back, we'll take a look at the after-school All-Stars. That's straight ahead. Welcome back inside Nationwide Arena. This is the first intermission report, brought to you by Huntington Bank. The home Blue Jackets have themselves a 1-0 lead. John Michael outside the Blue Jackets locker room. We bring in Billy Davidge. Bill, coming into this game, the Jackets, of course, kicking off a 5-game homestand, looking to make up ground in the Western Conference, taking on a Nashville team that comes in losers of 7 of their last 9. That's pretty much exactly how you want to jump on a team.
Well, you do, and I thought the Jackets did a nice job in period number 1, John. They out-hit the Preds. They were on top of the puck all night. They win a fight, and then the goal that they scored, it had to go all the way to Toronto. Nobody else in the world had a chance to see it. The people in the building, the guys on the bench. So when it was announced, certainly some excitement here in Nationwide Arena.
Yeah, the Jackets with 10 of the first 11 shots in the game. One of those shots, the goal by Jeff Carter that does go in and out, his 4th of the season. Let's take a look.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at how that all starts out. And that's the Jackets getting a nice offensive rotation. Let's go right to it. And I want you to stop it right now, because what you're going to see, the Jackets down low below the goal line. They start to run their offense, and when they do so, it's the big bodies taking over. The captain, well, there's a nose for the puck. He wants to have it. Look at the support below the goal line. Stop it now. You've got Carter, and this is where you're going to really guide all your focus on where he goes and to the net. So, go ahead and let it roll. It's all self-explanatory. When that puck gets around, you'll have a chance to see Vinny Prospal below the goal line trying to force the issue. Now, right there, stop it. And you can see the position. You've got Carter, and the end result is going to be a quick shot up and underneath that crossbar. Notice nobody's reacting. You would think that Prospal might have reacted in maybe of a little bit of excitement if it even just hit the post, but nothing done. And there's the shot. There you can clearly see it hits that back pipe. But then you watch the focus on the big circle on top of the entire net, and you can see it. You can stop it right when it hits the back. You can see it right there as the Jackets do get credit for that goal at 12:42 of period number 1. But it had to go to Toronto, to the war room, to make it happen. And there's referee Gordie Dwyer making the call. The only goal for period number 1. 20 minutes here to go to the second period. They've got to continue physical play and take things to the net.
That is Gord Dwyer, who made the call on the goal that was a little late to be announced and certainly celebrated. I can tell you that during the intermission, I had an opportunity to visit with the supervisor, and that's Don Koharski, former and longtime National Hockey League referee, and he talked in terms of Rinne hanging way back in the net, as you can see right here. And he said he told the video goal judge here tonight, let's run that back and take another look. And that video goal judge is Dave Harvey. Well, they looked at it again, then notified Toronto. It went to review, and the Jackets end up with the first goal of the hockey game. And we can tell you that both officials were over talking to Barry Trotz just prior to the start of the second period to explain it. But Don Koharski said it looked like Carter got it up. And the fact that Rinne hangs so far back in the net, he said, I think that's a goal. And that's how that whole thing started.
Jeff, how about the safety valves that you have? You have your officials on the ice. That is human nature and what they do. They have the technology with the video goal judge as well as the supervisor, and then the safeguard back in Toronto. Doesn't get much better than that in sport.
Now you hear Gary Bettman say it repeatedly. We want to get it right, and certainly give everybody credit here because they indeed got it right. And Vinny Prospal, who was on the center ice scoreboard here during the intermission, said he had no clue that puck was in the net. He said he was looking, but nobody reacted. He said, I thought I heard something, but nobody reacted, so I didn't think it was a goal. And that's the player standing right there as you showed the replays during the first intermission.
I thought for sure that he might have just reacted a little bit, but nothing of the sort.
Up on the left wing, it's Carter, the goal scorer, sweeping it into the zone. The puck turned over, and Hornqvist gets it ahead. It's backhanded the rest of the way by Wilson, and the puck picked up by James Wisniewski. Quick feed, Prospal will redirect it into Nashville territory. Just underway in period number 2. Jackets out shooting the visiting Predators 10-4 in the opening period of play. There's Wisniewski stepping away from the hit. Rimmed around the wall, waiting at the left point was Klein, but the Jackets are able to clear. Brassard's attempted backhand pass knocked down. Oleschuk in pursuit, steals a puck from Wisniewski. Wraparound attempt denied. Play is whistled down, and that'll give us an opportunity to check out tonight's IGS Energy performers from the opening period of play. The 3 players that figured in the only goal of the hockey game so far.
Well, the number 1 line starting to cycle low, and that's really the case. Rick Nash beating the opposition to the puck and then getting the puck below the goal line. Prospal tried to stuff it. Carter, he maintained his position, and on that forehand on that left side was able to get it up high. Nice job by that line, working hard and working together. And number 61 right now playing some of his best hockey.
Jacket. Sammy Paulson chased from the circle. Umberger, who was a perfect 1-0 in the opening period, losing the draw there to Fisher. Thrown to the far side in the slot. Erad. It comes back to Klein. Klein wrists one wide, and that bounces back in front off the glove of Sanford. Klein gets it again. Walks the line, fires a shot, and that's redirected and wide. Approaching the 2-minute mark, comes to Klein again. Klein looks on that half wall. Erad sends it back. Klein with a wrist shot this time, and that's steered aside. Played by Smith on the far side. Puck picked up by Tootin. Rimmed around the wall. Here, tossed to the far side. It'll be played there by Dorsett, who chops it over the stick of Erad. And the puck sails the length of the ice. No icing here, as it could have been played by the Predators up high. 2+ minutes gone.
Jeff, the Jackets defense right now have to do a better job. And you go back to Wisniewski and Mathot when they're on the ice. They've got to protect the puck. Go ahead and take a hit before they begin to move it. Right now there's a little panic.
Puck wristed into the zone. Sanford will move it along, but it goes right to Smithson. Swept back into the corner and away. A big McGrattan. Jackets able to clear the active stick there of Letestu. And it's touched up, icing the call.
All right, I want you to take a look right now in that offensive zone of the Nashville Predators, because what they're trying to do, they'll get the puck back out high again, and then what they're looking for is they're trying to get the puck in towards the middle of the ice for change of direction, and that was just an example right now of being able to keep the puck in. But we'll have another view of it later on when they start to look for that point shot, the man high looking for the tip.
Letestu with a backhander looking for Jared Bull, who had scooted to the net. Swept back behind Rinne and the Nashville net. Long outlet pass, sails the length of the ice this time. If the Jackets touch up, clips him, out muscling the Nashville forward, and it is an icing call against the Predators.
Well, fans see the Blue Jackets take on the defending Stanley Cup champion Boston Bruins Saturday at 7 p.m. with the Dispatch Family Value Pack. You're going to get a ticket, food, drink, and more, starting at just $25 per person, a 50% savings. don't miss the post-game team autograph session presented by Nationwide Insurance. Get your tickets now at BlueJackets.com.
Wrist shot, gloved and held by Rinne.
First shot of period number 2 for the Jackets. And talked about the captain and what he's been able to do. His shot on goal totals, Jeff, have increased. Starting at the beginning of the year, is non-existent in the top 30. Right now, he's moved himself up to number 2 in the National Hockey League. You shoot, you score.
Nash, Carter, and Prosper. You can see they've certainly tried to develop that chemistry, maybe to a fault, tried too hard. But as time goes on, you can certainly see that chemistry develop. And what was expected when Carter was acquired from Philadelphia at the entry draft last June.
Yeah, the one guy that has really stood out. Now with Christian Huselius going down with that injury, Jeff, how about Prosper? Not only leading the team in scoring, but whatever line you put him on, he's certainly a constant for that line.
Well, he has been consistent, certainly the most consistent Jackets forward all season long. Here's Vermette now, trying to settle down that rolling puck, walks to the net, and rifles it wide. Right on the right wing. Prosper assisting on that goal. Here, Jackets send it into the slot. Brassard feeding Johansson at the point. Tootin, a wrist shot, redirected there by Brassard. And you can see Brassard's trying hard here to make an impact tonight.
He made a beautiful pass to Vermette, again freeing him down that left side.
On that right wing, Smith trying to split the defense and walk in. And Tootin and Nikitny do a pretty neat job there against pretty impressive rookie. I'll tell you what, if you play anywhere else but Nashville, probably be getting a lot more attention than he has received so far. Pretty good hockey player.
I believe it. And they've got some good young kids coming up right now. And now the big thing is to keep them in check. Watch their ice time. And that was the one thing that Barry Trotz said. It's not the rookies that are giving us a problem. It's some of the vets. That has to be better to set the example for these guys.
Prosper. I wanted to say, as goals in each game against Nashville, and his points total leads the Jackets with 22. 15 of them are assists, 7 are goals. Nikitny looks off Sammy Paulson, throws it through the neutral zone. Dorsett unable to play it. That's hammered right back in by Josie. Up along the right wing boards. Spalling behind the net looking for Heleschuk. Chop in front. Umberger defending away from Kostitsa. Moves up ice. Dorsett on the off wing. Umberger now going wide. Fires from a sharp angle and gloved by Rinne, who will hold on. 5:39 into the second period.
Coming up this Saturday, catch the next game in the Blue Jacket Shootout Showcase. Tune in to selected games throughout the season to see the best in Ohio's youth hockey players. The Shootout Showcase is presented by Scott's. Scott's Miracle Grow shows its commitment to growing youth hockey in Ohio as the official partner of the Shootout Showcase. How about the legs right now of R.J. Umberger, Jeff? He's got the legs moving. The other night in Montreal, I thought one of his best hockey games, driving to the net. And you can see he looks a little bit lighter, and that comes with confidence.
Well, the Blue Jackets certainly need R.J. Umberger contributing. When you look at the team's disastrous start, you look at the players that you're expecting so much from, and those players struggling. Jackets, aside from the injuries, certainly not getting off to the start they wanted and expected themselves, and certainly the fans here in Columbus.
No question.
Methot icing once more.
Well, Mark Methot paired up with James Wisniewski, and right now those guys are getting a lot of the ice time. Wisniewski right now averaging over almost 27 minutes. Mark Methot not far behind. He's got 4 points in the last 12 games, one of them a goal. A guy that can make quick transition, play any game you want. You want to play physical? You want to make that skating game? Number 3 does a nice job in doing both.
And Brassard from the draw fires a shot that's blocked. There's Methot throwing it behind the net. Brassard had it chopped away. Ryan Johansson away from leg one. Looks to the point. Jackets fire it. Shot is blocked off the stick of Methot. Hornqvist On to Legwand, lumbering into the zone. Legwand now right back to Erat. Kick, save, and a beauty. The left pad there of Sanford coming across quickly and making an outstanding stop.
Well, Martin Erat, this guy can create his own space.
In and across the line. That's Fisher. Jackets defend. Wisniewski. Broussard knocked down. Smith out of the corner. Fires, and another kick save with that left pad. There. Wilson. Broussard gets there ahead of Smith. Chop ahead, but not out. Johansson goes right back after it. Smith is there trying to fish it free. Broussard up high, but not out. Now Broussard this time sends it off his skate. Predators get it right back. Jackets have got to clear the zone, and they finally do, and it's Bouillon in pursuit.
Right now in that second period, it's tough to be able to get that line change with the bench being so far away from your defensive zone.
Where the Jackets get into trouble, though, Bill, is when they fail to clear. And some anxious moments there.
And there's nothing wrong with taking an icing. Again, the face-off department of the Jackets, they are right now in the top 15 in the league. Nothing wrong with that at all.
And certainly we've seen the Predators take their share of icings in this hockey game. Here in the second, and a good number of them in the first as well. Here, Umberger deals. Dorsett looks for Sammy Paulson, who is tied up. Shot by Klitzum, gloved by Rene. Well, outstanding glove stop there, but how about this kick save here? Watch the shot by Erat and the kick.
This week on Fox NFL Sunday, the Bears look to keep their playoff hopes alive as they head to Denver to take on Tim Tebow and the AFC West leading Broncos, who are looking for their 6th straight win. Coverage begins this week with the Built Ford Tough Fox NFL Sunday pregame show starting at noon Eastern.
7:41 into the second period here at Nationwide. Jackets beginning a 5-game homestand. The defending Stanley Cup champions. Boston Bruins are here. How about this? Back-to-back bookends. The two teams that played for the Stanley Cup last spring. Vancouver will be here Tuesday. And of course, the Bruins again Saturday night. Boston in action this evening. They are playing at home tonight after suffering their first defeat in like almost 6 weeks. The other night in Winnipeg.
Good measuring stick. We had a chance to see him in the last 3 weeks, and it'd be nice to have him back in our building.
Long lead pass on the right wing. That's an outstanding hockey club coached by Claude Julien. And looking to repeat as Stanley Cup champions in a long time between back-to-back Cup winners.
They can play any game you want to, Jeff. They can play the physical. They've got the quick speed and transition, and they've got an outstanding goaltender in Timmy Thomas.
Folks, hope to see you here Saturday night at Nationwide, and if not, we'll have it for you right here on Fox Sports Ohio. Played at the line. That should have been offside. Weber getting away with one there. I thought that was awfully close to being offside. Nonetheless, play continues. It'll be Tootin sending it off the glass, but not out again. Brouillon able to keep it in. Weber steps up, but it's played on the half board. Kostitsin. We saw his brother in Montreal the other night. Andre. This is Sergei. Both, of course, formerly with Montreal before Sergei was traded here to Nashville. 10:50 left. Second period. Weber at center. Rifles it in. Off on that far side. Legwand, he'll let it go. It'll be played up high. Chop into the slot. Drop pass Weber off the point. Looking for that far corner. Didn't miss by much. Legwand to the point. Right now, Nashville carrying the play in Jackets territory. Legwand on the half board. Looks, feathers a pass. This is Wilson. Right now, the Predators playing keep away, and the crowd getting a little anxious here. Smith trying to tie up the Jackets. Tootin. We've not had a minor penalty in this hockey game.
That's
only penalties, 5-minute majors.
That is a rarity. Anytime these two teams play, you know what you're going to get back in return.
Well, again, we talked about the discipline. The Jackets have certainly turned a corner in that regard. Only 8 minor penalties on the 4-game road trip. And again, you don't want to do that with a Nashville Hockey Club that 10 of their last 20 goals have come on the power play.
We'll give the gift of hockey this holiday season with the Blue Jackets Holiday Pick-em Pack presented by Subway. Packs start as low as $79 and include 2 tickets to 2 games of your choice, a player autograph puck, and a $10 Subway gift card. Call 1-800-NHL-COLS or go to BlueJackets.com to get your holiday pack now.
Here's Mark Mathot. Rims it around the wall. Rene out to cut it off as the Jackets pursue. That loose puck behind the net. Mathot gets it up high. Chips it ahead. Predators defend. It's out of the zone. Racing forward here is Wilson. He and Wisniewski in a battle. And Wisniewski gets their first play. Continues off the wall. A centering feed. Knocked down. Broussard pressuring. Broussard comes up with that loose puck. Headmans. Vermette. A give and go from Wisniewski. Wisniewski. In deep as the Predators clear it the length of the ice. No icing here. As it's played, Sanford quickly for Teuton. Both teams change on the fly. Jared Bull, a wrist shot. That one is blocked. Comes to Nikitin with a drive, deflected. Around the net, Jackets. Jared Bull fires off, and a goal! The rebound, Antoine Vermette beats Rene after the Bull initial shot, and it's 2-0 Columbus.
The Jackets were in the midst of making a line change. It kept Jared Bull on the ice. Vermette, he was looking to get off, but I'll tell you what, a play by Bull. He ends up coming around the net, firing it at the net, forcing the rebound, and then Vermette comes in all alone, his fourth, and you look at the positioning. He ends up beating Hillen right off of the check to the forehand, to the backhand, and then it beats Rene underneath that glove hand, and look at that. We talked about Umberger being loose and confident. This should help number 50.
Well, you're seeing the Umbergers, the Carters, and now the Vermettes get on the board with a little more consistency than we saw earlier on this season. R.J. Umberger the other night in Montreal got his fourth. Carter his fourth earlier tonight, somewhat delayed, but the Jackets will take it. And now Vermette with his fourth.
All of a sudden, how many times do you see? Yeah, you come in, you dominate period number one, you give it back in period number two, they start to swarm, and then score, get back in it. The Jackets turn the tide.
McKenzie up high. On to Teuton. Traffic in front. Rene trying to see it through the crowd. Less than 8.5 minutes left. And Smithson sends it the rest of the way. I'll give the Predators credit. They were the ones carrying the play earlier on in the period. A couple of outstanding stops by Sanford. One in particular with a kick left pad. And now the Jackets have come back with the next goal and lead 2-0. Vermette from Bull and Nikitin. And the Jackets lead 2-0.
Now leading in the second period, 2-0 against the Nashville Predators. I'm now joined by assistant coach Todd Richter. Todd, we talked first period, Blue Jackets came out strong. Second period, a little back and forth till that Vermette goal right there. What would you like to see in the third?
Well, in the third, we still have 10 minutes to go here, but they made a push this period. They came out and you knew that. They're a hard-working group. There's a lot of pride over there, and we responded to it. Our defensive zone coverage has been good, but if we need to get pucks in, and it might be as simple as just dumping the puck, putting it in areas where we have chances to go get it.
Thank you very much, Todd.
Well, that's what the Jackets did. They turned the tide on Nashville. They were starting to get their legs. They moved around. One little goal like that could get the Jackets certainly back on their offense.
Carter to the point. The thought. Wisniewski. Nash for the right wing board. Shot blocked. Picked up by Erat. Walks it to the line and out. Onto the left wing. Set off the wall. And it'll be Mark Mathot getting there ahead of Erat. Crossbow helping out. Loose puck. That's Smith cycling out. Mathot not giving him much real estate to work with. Now puck knocked down by the Predators. Cleared by the Jackets. Here's Weber. Bounces one in. Wide of Sanford, who's directing traffic there. Very vocal. The Jacket netminder again his 11th consecutive start. Far and away the most consecutive games that he has played in the National Hockey League.
Well, that's what Scott Arniel wants. He wants a guy that's going to be able to come in here and battle. We talked about this Nashville team coming in tonight. He says, you know, the last game in Nashville was emotional. If we can return and have that same level tonight, especially in that first period, that's going to be a key. And that was the case. They're going to come at you. They know it's going to be a 2-1-2. And you've got to be able to make sure that you handle the pressure that they have.
Jackets have called a timeout. And Scott Arniel also talking this morning about Sanford. And again, he made a couple of quick and big stops earlier on in this period. And talking about his goaltender and his selection of Sanford again tonight, he says he has always been steady for us. If he finds a weakness in his game, he'll spend the extra time needed, work on it on the off day at practice, and give him credit. for his play. He does not necessarily move around a lot. He's compact, and you get a look there at Steve Mason. Mason, according to the coach, will get his opportunity. And you know Mason, who's been challenged now, I expect Mason to come on strong for Scott Arniel and the hockey club. And Scott indicating this morning, Bill, that he is going to give Mason a start on this homestand.
This is going to be the best thing for Steve Mason. You have a goaltender in front, pushes him that much more. Ian Clark has been working on his aerobic ability, as well as pushing him beyond what he thinks he can do. Mentally, you hope it makes him stronger.
Here is Wisniewski dancing away from Kostitsin. Centering pass, quick shot, another attempt. Look at Sanford, turn that one aside with the glove. Up high, Klein, far side Bouillon lets one go. Losing his goal stick is Sanford, and there's the goal by Fisher. Jackets getting caught deep in their own zone. Sanford makes the initial stop. Jackets can't clear, and Sanford, who loses his goal stick, gives up one here to Fisher.
Well, again, that offense has started again. You go D to D, and that shot from Bouillon down in front of the net. And with Sanford without the stick, there's not a whole lot you can do. And there is Fisher on that backside. He's got 4 goals in his last 12 games. That's his 6th of the season, and they make it a 2-1 game.
13-10, the time of the even strength goal. Fisher, former Ottawa Senator, getting his 6th with Nashville, started this season out of their lineup, but he has been a factor when healthy and coming back. Certainly a key member offensively for this Nashville Hockey Club. Spaulding, who had a goal in the last meeting. Heleschuk finishing a hit there on Aaron Johnson. Johnson chased by Heleschuk, sends it off the wall, pinching in. Puck kept in the Jackets territory. And unlike the first period where there was quick transition, Bill, the Jackets are getting hung up in their own zone.
Well, right now, the Nashville Predators in that offensive zone are starting to outwork the Jackets defense. And when you do that, you're going to turn pucks over, and they're going to create their own space.
Here's Spaulding. Into the slot, Heleschuk, stick to side, Sanford. Approaching the 14-minute mark, Fisher from Kostitsin and Bouillon at 13-10. Jackets lifted high and out. Glove to head offside. 5:57 left, second period. It's a 2-1 hockey game. Jackets with the lead. We'll be
The Columbus Blue Jackets that really have been asked to, produce a little bit more. Now that Carter's back and healthy, how about 4 goals and 6 assists in 7 games against the Nashville Predators? Again, that went to review, and you can see it hitting that back bar in the back of the net. That made it a 1-0 game. And then Vermette. That is his 4th of the season, and he's had success against the Preds. His 6th goal in 21 games to go along with 7 assists. And that really allowed number 50 to get a little extra step in his stride here tonight.
Grant Klitzum tosses it far side. That one got hung up on the Jackets defender, Aaron Johnson. Now Broussard at center. Bratton sends it ahead. Broussard hands it right back to him. Stepping up is Klitzum. Chopped to the line. Weber almost handed a gift wrap to Ryan Johansson, who finishes his check. McGrattan lumbering into the zone. Jackets Broussard, the outlet pass. Here comes Vermette with Johansson. Drop pass. Johansson, kick save by Rene. McGrattan down the wing. Angles it off the wall, slips and falls over the blue line, and offside the call.
Well, fans see the Blue Jackets take on the defending Stanley Cup champion Boston Bruins this Saturday night, 7 o'clock, with the Dispatch Family Value Pack. You're going to get a ticket, food, drink, and more, starting at just $25 a person, a 50% savings. Now, please, don't miss that post-game team autograph session presented by Nationwide Insurance. Get your tickets now at BlueJackets.com.
Here's a pass. Paulson let it go, and Umberger steers to the corner. Sharp angle shot by Dorsett, missing the mark. Outlet pass here at center, chipped off the wall. Erat. Jackets play it out of the zone. Nikitin onto R.J. Umberger.
See, make the simple plays, Nikitin. Realizes what he has, where he's at, and then the simple play will follow.
Nikitin's 9th point tonight, and this is 12th game. 8 of them are now assists.
He's going to be one of the best in this team. Just his presence alone. A defensive type defenseman, big body, shoulder square. Tell you what, he can play the game as well as anybody I've seen in a long time, Jeff.
Well, as advertised, he is that big body defenseman the Jackets have been looking for, but as a bonus, it's what he's been able to contribute offensively. And he's also got a pretty good shot that he can unleash from time to time, but it's his pinpoint passing that's been an asset through his first dozen games, including tonight.
Paired up with fellow countryman Fedor Tootin. There's a lot of communication between the two, and very little of it is in English.
There, a play by Sanford. It's steered ahead. Vinny Prospel sends it off the wall, and it'll be Carter handing it to Nash. Nash throws it between the two defensemen. Rene hammers it off the glass. Stepping up, Vinny Prospel. Carter plays it off the boards. Puck turned over. Hornqvist will chip it in. Wisniewski icing. 3:36 left. Well, James Wisniewski was the overtime hero in Nashville back in mid to late November as the Jackets ended a streak of 17 consecutive games without a win. Their last victory there was April of 2006, prior to that overtime game-winning goal by the Wiz. His first goal as a Blue Jacket.
And his only goal as a Blue Jacket. And that's one guy, he has the ability to certainly step up. And right now, he's riding over 26.5 minutes each game, third in the league. Cut that back a little bit. I think he can get more out of Wiz.
Left wing pass. Hornqvist goes to the net, pulling the trigger there, missing the mark from the left wing boards, and the puck sails all the way to the point, but kept in by the Predators. Predators done a much better job in the second period, forcing the Jackets deep in their own zone. 3:15 left.
What they're doing is they're cycling it low too, Jeff. You tire the defense down, and then they start to walk off the boards. They're having success.
Bull hustling to it. Hasting Josie against the wall. Good work there by Bull. He's set up. The Vermette goal with the shot, and then the rebound hammered home by Vermette. Rene reaching for it, missed it. Jackets pressure. Far side, that's Bull. Jared Bull protecting the puck. Hands it to Letestin. Chipped wide of the net. Rene out to play it. Jackets pressure deep. Ryan Johansson with the steal. Quick wrist shot there. Klitzen throws it behind the net. Rimmed around the wall. Vermette steps up, pinches it along the wall before Smithson hammers it off the glass, and it's out to center. Derek Brassard, a left wing pass for Klitzen, jumping up in the play. Johansson goes to the net, and there Hillen gets a stick on it, sending it off the netting. No further play.
Well, I had a chance as well this morning to talk to Barry about the 2-2 hit. A couple game suspension going into Mr. Miller, the goaltender of the Buffalo Sabres, and he said, you know what, if that play by Lucic and Miller had not happened a few weeks prior, he did not feel that that would have been a penalty, but you knew as soon as Tutu drove off of the wing and bowled over the goaltender that something would happen. And 2 games is what Jordan Tutu got for that hit on Ryan Miller.
2-2, and it's 2:22 left.
That's what we're
here in the
me.
second period.
And it's 2-1. Let's not make it 2-2.
Oh no, you're talking 2-2, and I'm talking the time clock, 2:22. Nonetheless, Aaron Johnson on to Klitzen. Klitzen for R.J. Umberger. Sanford will leave it there for Aaron Johnson. Up on the right wing, Dorsett holds off Haleschuk. And play is called.
I was thinking there was going to be a minor penalty called, and there's a look at Derek Dorsett, who certainly has been playing some solid hockey against these Nashville Predators. How about 40 penalty minutes in 14 games? But he has been playing well. It's a line right now when you're out there with Paulson and Umberger on that left side, matched against the #1 lines every night. He will get under your skin. Had a nice battle with Bouillon in period #1, and that was certainly his decision. Did a nice job.
Spirited bunk too. Bouillon taking on a pretty tough customer. They're about matched up in size. And after Bouillon got a couple of good shots in early, it was all Derek Dorsett.
Those changing hands in mid-flight.
There's Erat. And Martin Erat looking for Legwand, missing on the cycle. Jackets defending here. Prospel along the wall. Reaching for it there is Smith. 1:15 left. Jackets have got to keep the puck out of their zone here. They did not want to give up another late period goal. icing the call.
And that's a good job right there. There's nothing wrong with taking that icing. And how many times have we had a chance to see it the last 4 or 5 games where the opposition has been able to get on the board? The Jackets face-off department tonight, they're 54%. Right now you come in and win a draw and you're out of trouble.
Jackets with a shot advantage here in the second of 8-7. They lead 18-11 on the shot clock overall. Carter will take the draw here against Mike Fisher, the goal scorer. For Nashville here after the Jackets have gone up 2-0 on the Vermette goal to follow up on the Jeff Carter goal in the opening period of play. Less than a minute to go. Second period. Jackets change up on the fly. Tootney moves it ahead. Reaching for it there, Sammy Paulson. Nikitin, Paulson. Across the line, Umberger will take it. Looking for the return feed for Paulson. Broken up by Nashville. Angled off the boards. This is Kostitsin. Cross ice Klein. He'll let one go, and that's deflected wide off the stick of Mathot. And wisely, Sanford's going to hold on as it comes back with those lively backboards behind the Columbus net. Sanford wisely holding on.
Well, a good read and react by the goaltender. And again, you've got the lively dasher boards, the yellow portion of the boards, and you have to play it. It comes right back out in front of the net. And Sanford turns, faces that puck, stays square with it, and is able to make the save.
Draw one by Paulson. Rimmed around the wall there. R.J. Umberger. Attempted clear fails. Mathot chips it off the glass, and it is at the Nashville line. Wilson fights off a hit from R.J. Umberger. Jackets control. Final 15 seconds. Mark Mathot throws it between the two defenders. Renan will leave it right there. So, the Jackets, who have outshot Nashville by that 8-7 margin here in the second. Each team scores once. The Jackets skate off the ice following that 1-0 first period lead with a 1-goal lead at 2-1.
Yeah, and the goal that was scored, Fisher, it was when Sanford had lost his stick. Kostitsin and Bouillon collect assists. They make it a 2-1 game. Now, it boils down to who wants it the most. 20 minutes to go.
Jackets file out. Derek Brassard getting an opportunity to play. Ryan Johansson and the rest of the Jackets head off to the dressing rooms looking to earn it. And that's another victory here on home ice. 2-1, Columbus lead after 40 minutes of play. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Nationwide Arena. Blue Jackets up 2-1 against the Nashville Predators. I'm now with Antoine Vermette, scoring his 4th goal in the year, scoring another one in the second period. But Antoine, it seems like the momentum has shifted a few times during this game. What did you like so far with 2 periods down?
Well, I think the first period really was our best effort from the night. We seemed a little more consistent. Obviously, they came harder in the second against us, and I think what I like the best about our game overall is the way to play as a 5-unit guys on the ice. Our forwards support our D real well, and we have the defensive mentality pretty good. So I think that's where we generate our success right now.
Generate success, talking about the chemistry there, and you were talking about what you liked. I think the fans like in that 2-0 goal that you were able to get. Walk me through it.
Yeah, well, it was towards the end of the shift there, and Jared Bold did a good job. Got the puck behind the net, went around, protect the puck well, and try to nothing too fancy, send it to the net. Some against a good goalie, usually like that, you get reward on a second chance, and that's exactly what happened. I always try to stay in front, and I changed my angle when I got the puck to get a better angle on shooting.
Well, thank you very much, and good luck in the third period. Coming up, Belly is going to be with the telestrator, breaking down some of the game. Once again, this is your Huntington Bank intermission report. The Blue Jackets up 2-1 against Nashville, and we will have plenty more coming up. Welcome back. Well, if you have a comfortable chair like that at home, maybe you're enjoying it. If not, well, how about enjoying a good game where your Columbus Blue Jackets are up 2-1. Now, unfortunately, Nashville getting a late second period goal, but still, Blue Jackets do have the lead. And hey, Jackets fans, see the IGS Energy blimp at Blue Jacket home games? Dropping autographed jackets inside that fans love? IGS Energy, take control of your natural gas costs. Enroll at IGSenergy.com. Well, I'm Natalie Taylor outside of the Blue Jackets dressing room, and I'm now joined by my new buddy, Bill Davidge, upstairs in the booth. Bill, it seems like the momentum of this game has continued to change. First, the Blue Jackets came out strong. Second period, some question. Vermette getting the 2-0 goal, but then Nashville scoring late. What do you think about these shifts we've seen so far tonight?
Well, you know what's going to happen. The Nashville Predators are too good of a hockey team to have the Columbus Blue Jackets dominate. You know, there are going to be times of the hockey game where the Jackets really have to weather the storm. And I thought in period number 2 they did a nice job. But where does it start, Natalie? It starts with the goaltender in Sanford being able to make some key saves, and then the defense being able to get the puck up and out of the zone.
Well, you were talking about defense. Let's talk a little bit about offense and goal scoring. It's kind of ironic. I was just talking to Antoine Vermette getting his 4th goal. Jeff Carter also getting his 4th goal of the season in the first period. And then look back, RJ Umberger getting his 4th. How important is that? He got his in Montreal. How important is that to have this consistency offensively speaking?
Well, you have to take a look at the players that just scored. You mentioned the names. They are part of the core leadership group of the hockey team. When that group goes and they're playing some of their best hockey, then you get everybody else to follow. And that has to now be on a consistent basis if they're going to have continued success with this hockey team.
Well, continued success. One of the people having success in the second period, Antoine Vermette getting the goal, but you have some other highlights to take a look at.
Yeah, let's get right to that first goal by the Jackets. Again, they made it a 2-0 hockey game. As we just mentioned, well, they got back into it, the Nashville Predators, with a 2-1 game. But I want you to take a look where the Jackets now gain control. They converge to the net. Now, stop it here. The nice thing that the Jackets have down in front of the net, they've got a support crew being able to look to see if maybe there is a rebound. The one thing that I like about Jared Boll, when he starts to come around, he's going to have options. He can go to the D here. He can hit the far point man here. But what does he do? Let's go ahead and let it roll as Boll looks. He sees the points, then goes right back to the net because he knows he's going to have Vermette and Broussard on the doorstep. You pay the price, and right there you get a bounce coming right back out to the stick. And for Antoine Vermette, well, he collects his 4th of the season, and great to see Derek Broussard part of that as well. Well, you knew it wasn't going to be long. Stop it now, because this wasn't going to be long before the Nashville Predators start to work. They beat people off the wall. They have the inclusion of the defense. Notice down below, you'll start watching the Preds start to take it to the net. Nice save by Sanford, who stands tall. The defense of Mathot and Wisniewski. Stop it! Because right now, that has to be better. And I want you to watch and continue to watch the two defensemen as this game and this play continues to roll, because it's their responsibility down in front of the net to be able to help out. You box out. Now stop it here. What do you have? You took a look. You had a chance to see both defensemen, but where are they? They're on one guy. And then watch the end result when the rebound comes back out in front of the net. A nice bounce towards the player, in that case Mike Fisher, who scores his 6th of the season. But it's because of the hunger of the Nashville Predators and a little lack of communication between the defensive pair of Mathot and Wisniewski that gave them that opportunity. We're going to have more of the second period intermission.
Fans walking around inside Nationwide Arena and hopefully happy because the Columbus Blue Jackets up 2-1. I'm Natalie Taylor outside of the dressing room right now as the second intermission report rolls on. Now, plenty of good things the Columbus Blue Jackets saw this period. Momentum from the get-go. Jeff Carter notching his 4th. Antoine Vermette also getting 1. But the Nashville scoring late in the second period. That's where your score stands 2-1 at this point. And in case you missed some of those highlights, well, guess what? We've got you covered. Take a look.
Here's Prospel. Vinny Prospel trying to walk out. Shot from a sharp angle. Stopped by Rene and a dandy on that far side.
Number 7 Columbus took a shot, hit the back crossbar. Therefore, we have a goal.
Oh, here goes Dorsch.
Oh, my. Bouillon got some shots early, but it was all Dorsett from that point on. Around the net, Jackets. Jared Boll fires off, and a goal! The rebound, Antoine Vermette beats Rene after the Boll initial shot, and it's 2-0 Columbus. Centering pass, quick shot, another attempt. Look at Sanford, turn that one aside with the glove. Up high, Klein, far side, Bouillon lets one go. Losing his goal stick is Sanford, and there's the goal by Fisher.
Well, there you have it. Blue Jackets up 2-1, third period to begin, so stay with us. We'll be right back on Fox Sports.
With the only goal of the first 20 minutes, his fourth with Columbus, his fourth of the campaign. And then Vermette and Fisher trade second period goals. Curtis Sanford, again, another outstanding effort here through 40 minutes of play. And this is the 11th consecutive start. Vermette, the other goal scorer. And we are set for third period play as Legwand and Sammy Paulson are set for the draw. Everybody a little anxious here as the third period begins. Tell you what, Paulson has really picked up his game. He's got 4 points in the last 5 games. Not a big point producer, but a goal and 3 assists in the previous 5 games. Had a 3-game point scoring streak snapped the other night.
4 shots on goal in that first period, guy.
Here, Nikitin onto R.J. Umberger. Speaking of shots, right in on Rene. And no further play. Well, R.J. Umberger brings to mind the Ohio State Buckeyes as a former Buckeye. And Billy, there's a big college hockey game ahead here.
Well, you've got the Ohio State Buckeyes right now ranked in the top 5 of the nation. They'll be playing at the Schottenstein Center tomorrow night against the Miami Redhawks coming in. Struggle a little bit, but well, it should be a heck of a hockey game. If you're in and around the Columbus area, drop by and watch some great college hockey. It's going to be a 2-2 tie. Nobody's going to win. Why? I was the captain of the Buckeyes and coached at Miami, and I'll never show my hand.
Hornqvist sends it back to Weber. Banked off the wall. Nikitin looking there for Prosper. And it's played Suter to the right wing board. Lead pass for Hornqvist, broken up. Nikitin quickly gets it ahead. Prosper to Nash. Nash now with backhanded. Rene's out of the net to play it. Rene brings it around the wall. That's Prosper. Vinny Prosper kicking the pocket of the Nashville defender. Carter finishing a check there on Weber. Far side of the ice, it's Hornqvist. Out to center. He'll chop it in. Wisniewski observing as he makes the play behind the net and quickly finds Mark Mathot. A backhander to the right wing boards. Derek Dorsett turning away from traffic. Skates in front of his own net. Hands to Mathot. Jackets change up on the fly. Dorsett in full flight. Splits the defense. Walks in and scores. What a goal! Jackets go coast to coast and lead by 2.
How about the wheels of Derek Dorsett? The defense get an idea that he is winding up. And you can see him come in. He takes a look and goes high glove side. And that is the Derek Dorsett of his old junior days. One of the top scorers on his team in Medicine Hat. And right there, showing a little how do you do above that glove. And look at the Foxborough. Watch his stick. That had a little mustard on it and was past Rene before he could move.
Is Derek Dorsett playing his best hockey as a National Hockey Leaguer? You bet he is. Dorsett had his first 2-goal game, unfortunately in a losing effort in Edmonton. And tonight on his second shift here in the third period is sprung loose by Mark Mathot, splits the defense, walks in, and beats Rene to restore the 2-goal lead.
How big is that for your hockey team?
Outstanding pass by Mark Mathot. Wisniewski picking up yet another assist, but it was the Derek Dorsett effort to split the defense and walk in after that outstanding pass by Dorsett to give the Jackets once again that 2-goal lead.
Well, you love that to have happen. 2 minutes in, 2 minutes at the end of any period.
Backhanded far side. Weber sends it to the Jackets line. Backhanded. Now it's McKenzie. Bull darts to the net. Shot by McKenzie, sails wide. Wisniewski back on the ice. Backhands it into the corner. Clear to the Jackets line. Mathot. Jared Bull. On to Wisniewski. Looking at the right wing. That's Derek McKenzie. Able to get it by Bouillon. Klein will play it behind the Nashville net. Third of 6 regular season meetings between these Central Division rivals, who we can now say will continue in the realigned NHL pending Players Association approval. continue in the same conference with other Central Division time zone teams in the National Hockey League, along with Columbus and Detroit, 2 Eastern Conference or 2 Eastern time zone teams. And the rivalry will only get a little more intense as time moves on.
You've got to love that, because the fans certainly do. We'll add a couple of rivalries as well. Getting a chance to see Dallas and Winnipeg and Minnesota a little bit more.
Approaching the 4-minute mark of this third period. Better to R.J. Umberger. Dorsett steers it ahead. Lost his stick. Derek Dorsett 2/3 of the way to a Gordie Howe hat trick. A goal and a fight. But it's the pass by Mark Mathot that springs Dorsett free, and it's a beauty.
Well, right there you can see, and Mathot just senses he's got the wheels, he's got the defense beat, and right from inside the blue line and the center red line, Dorsett had the legs moving, but the key, how to finish. And that's a highlighter when it goes up above that glove against one of the best in the biz in Pekka Rinne.
Sammy Paulson tosses it back deep in his own zone. Sanford hands to Tooten. Better Tooten. Pass for Sammy Paulson fails. Fisher, the lone goal scorer for Nashville. Dumps it behind, and the official's been hurt.
Boy, is he ever.
He gets back up. And appears to be all right. Took that one off the side of the head.
Well, Tommy Cowell, let's take a look at it. And not many times we go back and take a look at what the officials are capable of doing or what they're doing. And Tommy Cowell, he starts to turn, and that puck just caught him on the side of the head. And, you know, it is good to see that the officials not only have the helmet on, but I've got a feeling we may even see them to the point, Jeff, where they will have the visors on as well.
Well, there's a referee that we had the chance of flying commercial to Nashville from Atlanta a couple of weeks ago. When we went to Nashville, it was Don Van Massenhoven who took a puck off the face and had to have reconstruction surgery on his face. His nose just completely shattered.
A lot of linesmen have that, especially when they're along the boards in and around that blue line, and especially the college level, Jeff. So many of these guys are getting hit because of the dump and chase game.
Play called as the net is dislodged.
Well, fans, be at Nationwide Arena on Saturday when the Jackets take on the defending Stanley Cup champion Boston Bruins, 7 o'clock game. And then again on Tuesday, December the 13th, they're going to host the Vancouver Canucks, also 7 p.m. Get your tickets now at BlueJackets.com. You've got to see it live.
Face-off will come to the right of Pekka Rinne. Carter wins the draw, but it's Hornqvist who tosses it back behind his own net. 4.5 minutes plus gone. Long lead pass there to the offensive blue line. And it's Hornqvist making the play. Risks a shot. It sails wide of the net. Nash defending down low. Nash now away from the slash of Hornqvist. Carter on the wing. Gets it by Weber, and it's out to center. Suter slips and falls. 5 minutes into this third period. Weber for Suter. Right wing feed. Head up on to Kostitsa. Fisher on the left wing, and that one goes off the shoulder, hits the netting, play whistle down, 14:49 left.
Well, the one things that the Jackets have to do, they've got to do a better job at their defensive blue line, especially now in this third period. Stop it right here, guys, because what you're looking for, these two defensemen, to be able to stay right where they're at, right near that line, and force them to dump the puck in. What do? Back up, back up, back up. They've got support, and look at that seam pass. That's when you can hang your goaltender out to dry, and that's where, again, number 3 and number 21, that has to be better.
Legwand and Paulson. Paulson chase, so R.J. Umberger equally adept, but it's Legwand that wins that faceoff. Better Tooten. Paulson had to go off his stick. Rolling puck on end. R.J. Umberger will stand at center, tries to gain the zone. It was blocked by the Nashville defenseman. Second effort, Jackets send it deep. 5.5 minutes gone here in the third. Right wing feed there, chipped off the wall at center. Legwand will move it ahead. Wilson in pursuit as the Jackets clear, and right now they're just content on getting that puck out and quickly.
And what they've got as well, they've got help coming back, whether it's the centerman, in that case Umberger, coming back through the middle, tracking, and making sure you're taking away that time and space.
Tooten able to steal it off the stick there of Haluschuk. And it's back inside Nashville territory. Martin Erat at center. Erat on to Spalling. Spalling looking for the return feed. Tootin steers to the corner. Spalling knocked down by Tootin. Erat is there to help out. Haleschuk waits, looking for some open space in the slot. Erat on the right wing boards. On to Haleschuk. And a quick shot sails wide of the net. Spalling now in the slot. Haleschuk throws it in front. Good poke check there. As Sanford's able to clear. But the Predators on the prowl in front of the Columbus net. Jackets.
And how
right
important
now.
is that, Jeff? I mean, they've got a goaltender that's sharp, and he's helping them out defensively.
Well, a big reason why he's made those 11 consecutive starts. Coach Arneal and company really pleased with his performance. Not only the saves, but the communication in the defensive zone. Johansson dumps to the corner. We're almost at the 7-minute mark. Bouillon will take the pass. Francois Bouillon out to center. Kostitsa turns, fires it in. Aaron Johnson, nice feed on the left wing for Derek Brassard. Brassard, Vermette. Vermette fires in. Save made by Rene, and we will step aside. 12:46 left, third period. Rene and the Predators. Arneal's Blue Jackets with a 2-goal lead here in the third period. And Bill, let's revisit tonight's Toyota Key.
Stoke the fire. The spark's going to be there just with a mention of the word Nashville. You've got to get some emotion and continue it on. Activity to achievement. Solid work ethic must continue, but the energy must again produce some results. And then powder Pekka. Make sure they can get some shots on goal. Let some hunger around that net dictate on how this game can be played.
12:46 left here in the third period. Suter pressured by R.J. Umberger. Jackets keep it in. Set off the wall. Dorsett. Held in check there by Weber. Clearing pass. Jackets dump back in. Wisniewski. Dorsett in pursuit. Suter. Weber. Weber flips it up high and out as it goes off the stick of R.J. Umberger. Across the line, Fisher. On for Kostitsa. Hornqvist chips it to the corner. Mark Methot. Paulson. Umberger unable to cradle that puck. Knocks it away from Bouillon. Rene out of the net. He'll hand it to his Nashville defenseman.
One of the things you're going to see, Jeff, here come up in the rest of the hockey game, the wingers of the Nashville Predators will leave the zone early. Not one, but both will get to the far blue line.
Far side of the ice. Puck knocked down. Predators had their pocket picked here, and it's Vinny Prospel at center. Prospel edges it ahead. Nash in pursuit. Klein rims it around the wall. Looks for Smith in the left wing. Nikitin, nice sweep to keep it in. Behind the defense was Nash, and Carter tried to flip it over Bouillon. The last line prior to Rene. Jackets didn't miss by much there. Bouillon gets it back from Klein. Erat on that right wing. Klein looks, sends it ahead to the offensive blue line. Haleschuk held up. Sanford, puck left for Aaron Johnson. Closing in on the 9-minute mark of this third period. Antoine Vermette with a goal tonight. Sweeps ahead for Brassard on the left wing from a sharp angle off the shoulder of Rene. Brassard right back to play it. Good hustle. Off the stick of Johansson. Eric Brassard unable to cradle that puck on the half wall. Here, spinning, turning Johansson. Brassard bumped by Wilson, who makes the play. Outlet onto Haleschuk. Suter jumps up. Spalling crisscrossing. The pass on the right wing for Spalling. Brassard back to help out. And as Scott Arneal said, as far as Brassard's performance tonight, both with the puck and without it defensively, he's looking for Brassard to play that two-way game.
And that last play is a true indication away from the puck, coming back to help his defense out.
There's Derek Brassard. Aaron Johnson sweeps to the right wing. Quick attempt there. Blocked in front. Rebound juggled and held by the netminder, Curtis Sanford. And that makes it just the perfect time to take a look at the Ohio Health great save. And we go back to the second period. Watch Erat, and look at that kick save and a dandy there by Sanford.
Well, Erat knows a little bit about scoring. How about 42 points in 50 games against the Jackets? And 13 of them are goals. He let that throw go quickly. And how about the quickness of Curtis Sanford?
11th straight start A career high for Sanford. Right wing feed, Jared Bull, broken up by the Predators. It's out to center. Wisniewski will find Mafat. Up on the left wing with Testu, but it's backhanded by Bull and sent wide. Nice hustle there by McKenzie. Derek McKenzie outworking and out hustling the Nashville defense. Smithson, one hands ahead. The Jackets come back, and it's Wisniewski with the steal. Kyle Wilson, one-time Blue Jacket, wearing jersey number 28. Tried to move in front, but it was Wisniewski who makes the defensive play. Now less than 9.5 minutes left. Paulson. Nikitin swept in by Derek Dorsett. How big was that goal by Dorsett in the early moments of this third period to restore the 2-goal lead?
Well, goal scoring certainly depends on the time of the game, and that goal being scored has really allowed the Jackets an extra step in their game.
Kostitsin steers it in. Nikitin, good hustle there. And with head up, finds Fedor Tutin at center, away from Fisher. Jackets dump in. They protect a 2-goal lead here with less than 9 minutes left. Long pass up on that left wing. Legwand stops it at center. Turns away from Paulson. Finds Klein. Nashville look to move up ice, and it's Bouillon sending to the offensive blue line. Sent wide of the Nashville forward. Mark Methot rims it around the wall. There's Vinny Prospel, Nash, and look at Carter sprint down the left side. Nash first across the line. Wisniewski joining the rush and not able to get a stick on it. So it'll be Nashville moving back up ice, and it's Erat dancing away from Carter across the line. Wisniewski gets a shoulder on him. It's chipped off the glass. Carter tying up the Nashville forward, but it went off the netting. We get the whistle, and we'll be back. 8:12 left. Carter with his fourth. Nash with an assist tonight. 3-1.
Goal scorers: Carter, Vermette, Dorsett for the Jackets, Fisher the lone scorer for the Nashville Predators, and a little over 8 minutes to go. The Jackets have to continue to keep that tight defense, but don't let up in that offensive zone.
Approaching the 12-minute mark, and we are there as we get a whistle, and that will less than 8 left. We mentioned the Bruins, the defending Stanley Cup champions, are here on Saturday night. They're playing Florida tonight at home. And a rare scoreless tie in the late stages of the third period. Nice save by Sanford. Loose puck picked up there by Brassard. Derek Brassard on to Antoine Vermette. Here comes Grant Klitzen through the neutral zone. He'll find an opening and dump the rest of the way. 7.5 left. Suter takes it from Rene. Big Shea Weber, Nashville captain, dumps in, gets by Sanford. Legwand in the corner. Tosses to the far side, and this is Rick Nash. Nash out of the zone. Smith able to knock it away up to the right wing boards, and Carter with those quick hands sends it the rest of the way as Rene sees the Jackets coming and got rid of it quickly, but right to Carter, who rifled it wide of the net. Legwand in the right wing. Tutin. Legwand coming quickly. On to Nikitin. Head up. Nikitin moves a backhand high in the air and in Nashville territory. Rolling puck. No icing here. Klein will play it. 6:40 now remaining.
Quick shifts. You can roll all 4 lines. Everybody's responsible right now.
Klein. Kostitsin back for Klein off the skate of Wisniewski. R.J. Umberger defending. There's Mark Methot. Umberger settling down that bouncing puck. Umberger chips it ahead, but not out. Fisher keeps it in up high. Sanford will trap it there for Wisniewski. Off the wall, Dorsett. Derek Dorsett tried to feed Paulson. Paulson gets the puck and clears to center. Sanford teeing it up. This game, quite frankly, Bill, a little quieter than the norm when we see Nashville and the Blue Jackets hook up.
Well, how about no minor penalties tonight? I've never had a chance to see that, and it's never happened against these two teams.
No.
Never.
But not as, it's been physical, but not the stuff that we've accustomed to see, scrums and the like. We have had one battle that was way back in the opening period between Dorsett and Bouillon, but other than that, pretty quiet night, but the Jackets lead. That's important. Derek Dorsett with tonight's goal, 3 goals in his last 3 games. A career night in Edmonton. Jackets, of course, had the lead on the shorthanded goal by Derek Dorsett in Edmonton. And tonight scores a beauty as he splits the defense and walks in.
The only thing he needs right now, Jeff, how about an assist? Got a fight, got a goal, and with 5:40 to go, maybe he can get that Gordie Howe hat trick.
Well, his mom and grandmother are in attendance tonight, and you may want to be staying in touch with us here on Blue Jackets live pre and post game, as well as the telecast, because tonight there was supposed to be a feature done on Dorsett's mom and grandmother, and we understand, actually Derek's told me on a couple of occasions that probably the most vocal of all family members when he gets involved in an altercation is his grandmother. She gets up and actually starts punching herself. So I can tell you Dave Betzold, who puts our fine features together, was supposed to spend the night with Mom and Grandma, and coming up on a Fox Sports Ohio Blue Jacket telecast in the future, you may get to see a little bit of a feature that includes tonight's performance by Dorsett, both with a goal and a little fisticuff action, a pretty good one there with Bouillon.
Maybe Grandma's going to move in with Dors. He's going to play like this each and every night. That's the inspiration. That's what it takes. Why not?
Well, he certainly had another outstanding game, but I tell you what, he is playing his best hockey as a National Hockey Leaguer right now. Think back to that road trip, really almost from the start of the year. 4:22 left. Up on the left wing, Kostitsa. Bouillon steps up, feeds it to center, but the Jackets come up with it. This is Rick Nash, splits the defense, walks in, and a poke check there by Rene. Great effort there, the first penalty of the hockey game, and it's a hooking call. The Jackets will get the only power play we've seen with 4:08 left.
Well, how about number 61? He had his mind made up when he got the puck right there that he's going to try to make something happen. He makes a great move. Rene comes out and plays, and that's a good move by Pekka Rene. Knowing you've got the big man bearing down on top of you, you try to beat him to the punch. But there'll be a minor penalty, no question about it. The Jackets, the first power play of the night by either team.
Jackets come in 28th on the power play. Or excuse me, 27th. They've moved up 12.5%. Nashville 12th on the penalty kill. They've killed off 11 of the last 13 opposition power plays. And that's after allowing 7 power play goals in the previous 5 games. Jackets looking to add to their lead here. Less than 4 minutes remaining. Predators feel it on the wing there for Spalling. Shorthanded, it's flipped ahead. Tooten. On to Ryan Johansson, who will leave it there for Feder Tooten. He and Nikitin are manning the points. Johansson in full flight down the right wing and across the line. Johansson head up, looks, sends it cross ice. Johansson behind the net, feeds R.J. Umberger. Umberger walks out of the corner. Umberger right back to Johansson. Vinny Prospel behind the net. Prospel will send it up high over the stick of Tooten. A race for the puck. Watch out, here comes Leglois. Prospel. Jackets, a little more than a minute left. And what is the only power play of the night. Jackets change things up. Here comes Derek Brassard. Brassard will play that half wall here on this power play. Brassard looks cross ice. Puck settled down. Wisniewski gets it to Nash. Brassard. Carter looking for some open ice. At the point, Wisniewski drills it, and that's deflected. And that'll force a face-off outside the zone. Well, our Timberland play of the game. It's the goal that went to review.
We'll give credit to the video judge, the supervisor of officials, Toronto, because nobody in the building, nobody in the ice, nobody in the broadcast booth had a clue that that puck was in the back of the net. And you can see the excitement in Jeff Carter. That is his fourth. That gave the Jackets a 1-0 lead.
Puck played Nikitin, cross ice for Wisniewski. Away from Smithson, sent into the zone. 2:40 left. 30 seconds remaining in the power play, and there'll be a face-off back in Nashville territory. Well, Jeff Carter, who missed one game on the road trip after turning his ankle in Calgary in the late stages of that game, missed the Edmonton game, came back, played a solid game in Montreal. And of course, tonight, out there on that top line with Vinny Prospel and Rick Nash.
17th game in the Blue Jacket uniform, and he's just starting to get it. And he and Nash still trying to find that chemistry, and as time goes, they will.
And the thing of beauty is to watch him unleash that puck. He has the quickest hands, I think, in the National Hockey League.
I agree. He's got a quick snapshot, and usually it's accurate.
We've seen him score from the left wing. We've seen him score from in tight. Look at him here with a pass that's broken up. And out of the box comes Bouillon. Bouillon taking that pass perfectly, but he tosses it back to the Jackets. Nashville changing on the fly, and it's Carter who steers it the rest of the way and then heads off to the bench.
And that was a smart play by Carter. He could have made the line change. The Jackets would have had to stay in their own zone.
Here's Erat on the left wing. Martin Erat fires right across the goal mouth. Out comes Rene. A 2-goal deficit. And the Predators will play with 6 skaters.
Well, after every Blue Jackets game, Fox Sports Ohio breaks down the game and talks to the players and the coaches on Blue Jackets Live, presented by IGS Energy. IGS Energy. Take control of your natural gas costs. Enroll at IGSenergy.com.
Barry Trotz calling a timeout for his Nashville Predators, so he'll attempt to design a play here. And while we have a moment, our best to former assistant coach Brent Peterson, who's undergoing some extensive surgery back in Nashville. It'll be a 4-week process over the course of this next month. He suffers from Parkinson's disease, but there's a new procedure out there, and Brent Peterson, who is a class act, a great coach and a great person, a former NHLer with Buffalo and Detroit among the teams that he played for, and a big assistant to Barry Trotz when he was on the bench. We wish Brent Peterson nothing but the best in his total recovery.
And all signs look like it's going to be very successful. He's got stage 1 done and looking for stage 2 this week. Also, a little shout out to John Michael. John Michael, part of our organization, is our host, and we wish him all the best moving to Cleveland and doing the Cleveland Cavaliers radio. And he has been certainly a big part of his organization.
Final from Boston. The Bruins fall again. Florida scoring in the late stages of that hockey game. Thomas Kopetsky with the game winner. I think there might have been an empty net goal. And the Bruins come here Saturday. There's a backhanded goal. The net was empty at the other end. And now we've got a 1-goal game with 1:36 remaining. And after scoring the goal, getting hit there was Hornqvist. Jackets have got to have cooler heads prevail here.
Well, it all starts when you get a guy on the point that can shoot the puck. They win the face-off, a little D to D, and then Suter lays it into space for Weber with a one-timer. They overload down in front of the net. Hornqvist stays with it. He pays the price after Nikitin ends up pushing him right, and from that goal line goes in, and he pays the price.
I think the Jackets might end up with a penalty here with a goal lead and 1:36 left. Let's see. The officials come over. Weber standing on the edge, and they're pointing over to the Jackets
just I think they're
side of the ice.
Yeah, I think they're just clarifying that it is a goal. Jeff, I don't see the door open, and that usually is a first sign that would be a minor penalty. I think they're just clarifying that it is a goal.
Well, that's good. The Jackets avoid one there with Nikitin hitting Hornqvist after the goal. His 8th of the season. Hornqvist pretty upset there as he is on the bench, and the lobbying continues from a national perspective for a penalty to be called. And Tom Cowell, the linesman, explaining to Fisher that he didn't really think the penalty was justified. So, final minute 36. And way out at the hash mark is Rene, waiting for Nashville to dump in, and now hustles over to the bench. R.J. Umberger with the net empty. Hornqvist from Weber and Suter. With a goal, a one-goal game with 1:20 remaining, and an icing call against the Jackets.
Now, right now, the Jackets 51% on the evening in the face-off department. Sammy Paulson, he will take the draw, and Sammy for the evening is 8-7. Spalling, who right now is 6-9.
Fisher. 24-17, the shots favor the Jackets. Columbus with 6 shots here in the third period.
Fisher 12-2 on the face-off circle.
Here, a quick attempt by Smith, fans on it. Oh boy, Dorsett is hit with a thunderous forearm shiver, and Paulson takes exception to that. Paulson coming to the aid, and Dorsett goes right back at Weber. Not at all pleased.
Well, nice job by Sammy Paulson. And that's out of character for him, but he does. He sticks up for his teammate, who he feels just got leveled. He had the head down, paid the price, gets right back up.
And he's going to give Paulson a penalty. Paulson's going to get a penalty here.
You got to be kidding me.
This is unreal.
No, this is a hockey play. I mean, this is what you want. You take care of things on the ice. That's a great hit by Shea Weber. Derek Dorsett pays the price. Paulson comes in. They call it a cross check. And right now, the Nashville Predators, with 1:06 to go, they will get their first power play of the night.
You're right. This is out of character for Paulson to go to the defense of his teammate, and I really didn't think that that warrants a penalty.
No, not a chance.
So there's 1:06 left. Tighten up those chin straps. The Predators are on the power play with the net empty. 6 skaters to 4. Shot from the wing. Save Sanford. Rebound kick away by Sanford. R.J. Umberger will just send it the length of the ice. Well into the final minute here now. Crowd on their feet at Nationwide.
The thing is, they can ice the puck, no whistles.
Here's Legwand. Drops the pass. Right back to Legwand. Goal mouth attempt there by Smith. He got the stick in the paint. He could not get the puck. Blocked. Cleared, but not out. Weber drills. That's deflected wide. Off the backboard. Predators send it up high. Weber looking. One-timer there. Shoveling at it there is Sanford. And we get a scrum as the Predators continue to go to the net, and Sanford is down. I hope he's all right, because they jammed that net. Let's get a look here at Sanford, who's slow to get up.
Well, is he ever? And that faceoff will move outside with the defense of the Nashville Predators coming beyond the tops of the circles. You can see down in front of the net. Puck comes back out in front of the net. They've got the traffic that they want. Back door. Duton's able to get a stick on it. And then this will give you a better view on what Sanford is doing. Focus on Sanford. You see exactly what happens, and Nikitin gets trampled on and goes right on top of Sanford's head. But no worse the wear.
He's grimacing a bit there, but
why wouldn't this whistle now, Jeff, go the face-off go outside where the defense come in at the top of the circle?
It should have.
Everybody is boy, I'll tell you, I'd be fighting for that.
Not much of an argument for the Jackets.
Nope.
They're content on playing out these last 19.9 seconds. Erat sends it to the point. Suter locks it. Erat, quick shot, scores. A power play goal. And how many times have we seen this in matchups with these two teams?
Well, it starts off with a face-off. Talk about the face-offs of the Jackets tonight. Fisher has simply had an outstanding night, 14-2. And then Suter gets it along, just drives along the line and down in front of the net, a little bit of traffic, and I've got a feeling that Hornqvist might have got a tip on that.
I think he did.
Yeah, you'll see down in front of it, might have hit a skate. Well, let's get another look from that side. As Suter rides the line, lays it back into space. Erat just directs it down in front of the net. You see the tip from the slot. And that was Palaschuk. A tie hockey game where the Jackets have just dominated, and 2 quick goals to end it. And we've got ourselves a 3-3 tie going into overtime.
Kostitsin from Erat and Suter. And we will play 5 minutes of 4-on-4 sudden death overtime. We'll be back. Late third period goals, the tying goal on a power play, and we are headed to sudden death overtime. The 2 coaches looking on from their respective benches. Jackets 3-3 in overtime, 1-4 in OT. Our Barry Trotz Nashville Predators.
You got to give them credit. The 2 goals that they score, they hounded the net, then moved around the puck, but where does it all start? How about the defensive core? Ryan Suter, a couple of assists on the second goal and the game-tying third.
A questionable penalty to Paulson, giving Nashville in the final minute an all-important power play, and they connect. As I said going in, half of their goals, half of their 20 goals prior to tonight's game scored on the power play, and it's now 11 of their last 21 with the power play goal by Kostitsin. Here is Mathot in full flight. Mathot now around the net, throws it in front. Paulson tried to play it. Hustling back here is James Wisniewski. He was the overtime hero in Nashville back in late November. Bouillon deals it on the right wing. Predators move up ice. Across the line. This is Smith. Fires a wrist shot. Blocked by Nikitin. Paulson edges it ahead, and Klein will dish it back. 3:50 left. Josie under control, almost to the goal line in front of Pecorino. He'll take the pass, waiting on the left wing patiently is Wilson. Skating into the zone. Wrist shot, fans on it, but is able to backhand it. Vinny Prospel now out there with Antoine Vermette. Down the left wing to center. Prospel across the line. Vinny Prospel pulls up on the half wall, sweeps it into the corner. Vermette rims it around the wall. Tootin had jumped in, and as a result, 2-on-1 the other way. Erat moves in front. Wilson, what a stop! No, that puck went in the net. And the Predators come from a 2-goal deficit with less than 2 minutes remaining. I thought Sanford got it. The puck found the back of the net, and the Predators end a 2-game losing streak.
Well, what a pass. And that's the key right now. Nikitin tries to take away that backside. And that pass tape to Wilson. He wastes no time. But look at this play by Erat. A little flat saucer pass, lands flat. Wilson's able to corral it. And boy, what a surprise finish to this one.
How many times have we seen this Predator Hockey Club show their resilience? They do it again tonight at the expense of the Jackets.